Hello, Capricorn. Thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using a Modern Spellcaster's Tarot by Melanie Marquis, illustrated by Scott Murphy. For the support of Oracle cards, I'm using the Angel Answers Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Bradley Valentine. Already shuffled. Relationship first, single second. Oracle cards come out where necessary. Okay. Capricorn. We have a double card. Woo! What's it hiding is my question. I want to put more cards out though. They're telling me no. Alright, so I'll leave it there. Alright, now. We'll start with your double card because I'm feeling like I'm not sure exactly where it's the strongest here. Usually I start with the strongest point, but I'm feeling like it's going to be, like, I don't feel like there's a strongest point, which is weird. Ten of Cups is where your partner's standing currently. I shouldn't say standing, it's what's going on. I'm getting this as more of a current thing. There's something behind it, which I don't know what the card is yet, but I'm guessing it's the Strength card. It is. Alright, so Ten of Cups and there's Strength behind it. If you want to see that. Now, I feel like they're concentrating on the connections you have. They're concentrating on how this is your partner. They're concentrating on the connection the two of you have together. And they're trying to get through something that's bothering them, it's causing a problem on their side. There's an issue here. But they're seeing like everything the two of you have created together, and they're concentrating on that as a way of just like getting through this moment. And now these two are coming together. You have the Queen of Wands. Alright, so you're actively trying to go along with this. You're supportive of this energy. So this is where the two of you are. Because you're so supportive of this, they're trying to do this, you're supportive of this. Now you'd think this was a good thing, but it's in a challenge position. They have the Star card, which is usually hope. And I get that, but it's in the challenge spot. Like, this is what's causing things to linger or not move forward. Which is telling me this is false hope. That this isn't going to be able to rectify this way. The way your partner's centering and trying to be like, well, we have so much we've gotten together. There's so much, we've built. There's a lot of good social connections here. For some of you, it's a very tight family. And it's giving false hope because it's temporary. It's temporarily going to satisfy the problem. It's only temporarily going to satisfy the problem. Now, you're very supportive, but I'm also seeing on your side what's kind of holding things back is the World card. Now, I'm getting for you, the World card, it's kind of like, it's got to go forward. Like, you're going into a new phase of life. It's going to happen. When I'm seeing this in your challenge position, I'm kind of looking at it like your life is changing, and you're viewing it like you can pull your partner in with it. The question is that conducive for both of you? Because I'm getting like this, it's in your challenge position, while the hope is in the challenge position for your partner. I feel like because it's coming through as false hope. Like, things can't go the way they can't just center on what you've gotten together and just feel like that's going to skate it through, like they can just ignore the rest. But on your side, you're going through this change, and I feel like the reason this is in the challenge position is like it's going to happen. It's one of these things where the reason it's a challenge is because you can't stop it, and it's causing the relationship to change. You're changing, your life is changing, which is in effect causing the relationship to change. But I feel like you're looking at it like maybe the relationship won't change, maybe just what's going on in my life will, and you're being as active and trying to be as supportive of your partner as possible for that to be the case. But I'm also seeing as you go forward, you're getting the Hierophant here, which is telling me you're starting to realize that everything is changing. When I'm getting the World for you, like, it feels like everything is changing. Excuse me. Whatever the major thing is that's changing, it's affecting everything else. And your partner and your relationship with your partner is definitely intensely affected by this. Is that correct? Okay. Now, I find this interesting because I do see you have the Lover's card for your spiritual spot for your partner. You very much love your partner. Your partner loves you too, but they have the Queen of Cups, and I'm wondering if they don't want this change. They don't want this change. They do love you, and they're holding back though that the change is a problem. The change is a big problem for them. They do love you, and it's like they're trying to choke down how they really feel about the change. And I'm wondering, for some of them, I feel like they feel like it's inappropriate for them to be unhappy with the change for whatever reason. But it's definitely it's an issue. It's not about what's right or wrong. It's an issue. It's emotionally it's causing an issue. It's causing an issue, and I feel like especially as you go farther down the line, you're realizing like this is gonna be a problem. It's not about what's right and wrong. It's a problem, and you're seeing it. And you're getting to that point where I feel like you're very much on point with that. Like, it's not about should it be or shouldn't it be or what's the right thing to do. It's a problem. It's a problem, and to ignore it is going to make it worse. And it might be a little scary. I feel like it's a little scary. Now, your partner is really digging in their heels. They seem to feel like if they just wait it out, it'll go away. I'm not feeling that the case though. I feel like I'm redoing. Like, I feel like this went for Virgo similar. I feel like this was similar for Virgo. But I'm getting like they're thinking they can just wait it out. Excuse me. And this is where like my face does what it does. It's amazing to me that I'm completely fine all day. I feel great, and then I start doing readings, and my body does all this great fun stuff. It's wonderful. Sarcastically, wonderful. What is happening here? Like, your partner really does not want this to be a problem. They seem really trying to make this a non-issue, but they're denying their own feelings. In truth, it's a problem. Now, I'm getting on your side the Ten of Pentacles, where you're standing at the point where you realize I feel like this card is for you in that point where you're here at the Hierophant, where you're like, it's not about whether it should be or shouldn't be a problem. It is a problem. And I feel you're very smart to realize it's not about the niceties. It's a problem. And if I ignore it, it becomes a bigger problem. And sooner or later, this problem is either going to cause major devastation or it's going to have to be dealt with. The longer I walk away from it, the worse it's going to get. It's just not good. And I feel like you're in that spot where you're like, I love my partner, but I'm also my partner. Like, you care about them, but you're also like, I feel like this is like a love affair, but also a friendship. And I feel like you're looking at it like they need to talk. The conversation needs to happen. They need to feel safe to talk about what they're feeling, and you need to understand what they're feeling. I'm getting like that's where you're going with this. Like, it doesn't matter what's right or wrong. This has to be talked out. Now I'm getting like you're going towards your partner with this type of energy. I'm getting that the love you have for your partner, that's a strong motivator. You care about them, and you realize it's a problem. It is a problem. Because I keep feeling they're trying to walk away like it shouldn't be, or like they should just almost like to them, like it's inappropriate for them to acknowledge it as a problem. It's weird. I'm getting a lot of stress. Every time I go to their cards, I get a lot of negative, stressful, painful, I should not say, push it down, choke it down energy. It's not working, and you see it. You see it. at this point, I feel you see it, and that's why you're like, you know what, I have to do something about this. Now, the trust with the Ten of Wands on their side, this is the worst part of, I feel like this is the worst part of the reading because this is so heavy. I feel like to get them to talk about it, there's like some weird feeling here, like they feel like they should not be accepting that it's a problem. They're trying to not accept it as a problem. And you're seeing them and how they're reacting, and you know that they don't want to, and they're doing everything they can to not see it as a problem, but you're like, it is a problem. And if you talk about it, maybe we can fix it. But if you don't talk about it, it's going to get worse. You're going forward with them, trying to work it out. You really, really are. And you're understanding, like, they have, like, a love for you and an obligation where they feel like this isn't appropriate for them to even feel this way. And I feel like you're telling them it's not about if it's appropriate or not. You feel this way, and it's okay. It's going to get worse, though, if we don't talk about it. I don't feel like you're blaming them for how they feel. I feel like you're beyond that. I don't know if that sounds crazy or what, but I get this view like you're viewing your partner from the outside, and you're like, you see it hurting them. And they're trying to do the right thing and just not acknowledging it, but you're like, that's not working. That's not working. It's not working. If this reading is hitting for you, it's truly not working. You do get them to talk. Takes a bit. And I feel like it might be a series of talks. And I feel like you might have to find a way to like make it acceptable and bring it up, just to get them to talk through it a bit. What's currently happening. Try to get them. I feel like it's like inching it in, getting a little farther. It seems like it's a bit. And the trust on their side, I think this is interesting because they love you. And they have to trust that they can talk about this without hurting you. I feel like that's a big factor because if they just say how they feel and they let it come out, they're afraid that's going to devastate you and that's going to really hurt your feelings. And you mean the world to this person. They love you. They do love you. But how they feel is there's an issue here. They have to trust that they can talk about this without hurting you. Now, that I do feel like they're talking more. But I'm getting the word pacify. They want to pacify your concerns. Because in the end here, what makes things better is the Five of Pentacles on their side. What does this mean, though? I'm getting they're stepping out of the situation. As much as they can, they're trying to step out of the situation. I'm getting that they need that break. They don't even want to acknowledge it's happening. Whatever the problem is, because your life is going through this whole change. They're stepping out. I feel like they're stepping out, which is odd that this is happening, in my opinion, because it's in this spot right here. This is what actually helps the situation. They're completely walking away from the situation. Like they're not thinking about it. They're going in a whole different direction. You're left in the lurch. How is this helping? All right, let's find out. Let me just hold the Moon card and just find out what they're saying with this. This isn't what helps you. The Moon card is telling me you're feeling like everything's going to be fine. They're completely stepping away, and they're not acknowledging the situation. But I feel like you're getting kind of this moon glow moment where like everything is okay. Everything is fine. You're just enjoying I don't understand this. I'm trying to get what they're saying here because I'm seeing a person like smiling in the moonlight, just enjoying the moment. Not like has no idea what's going on around them, and the other person seems to have stepped out. And this seems to be a good moment, and I'm like, why is this a good moment? Because it's giving reprieve. Okay. All right, I get it. So your partner needs to step away. Your partner needs to reset. They need to completely disengage from the situation. The Moon card on your side is telling me during this time you're okay, you're not paying attention to what that could possibly mean. You're not looking into it. You're just like you're living life in moment by moment, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. For example, if there's a favorite show you watch, you're just getting into the show. If you have some task that needs to be done, you're just getting things done. You're just living in the moment. You're enjoying what you can. You're not thinking about anything too much. I'm also getting next to this as an unlikely. Now, I'm getting you are going to have some worry. I have to put this card up by itself because I feel like this ending is kind of like, I feel like this is complicated what they're trying to say here. It's unlikely that the situation is just going to be okay after this. Okay. This is one of the things with the moon card. You might be living moment by moment feeling like, you know what it is for right now, I'm happy how it is. It's fine. If my partner wants to completely step out, that's okay because they're not stressed by the situation. But I'm getting like the situation, this can't stay this way. It's unlikely that everything's going to be okay by just letting your partner completely step out. It can be a temporary thing. Your partner needs to reset. So the fact that it's happening is okay, but it can't go indefinitely. I'm getting 2 weeks at the most. So you can allow that for about 2 weeks, but then that should be enough time for them to reset. And then they're a part of the situation. They're a part of your life. They can't just completely step out. Stepping out for a couple weeks for a reset, that's up to you if that's appropriate even. But for a reset, okay, yes. Because they have to reset, they have to come back to zero, and then they can start back up because it's just too energized for them. That makes sense. But the unlikely here is telling me if you allow that to stay the situation where they step out and they just stay completely out of it, that's not going to work. You're still heading for the same problem. The reset is okay, but the completely out and staying out, that is not. And I'm getting like it shouldn't be any more than 2 weeks tops. And if that's acceptable to you, that's truly up to you. I feel like you'll know if that's good or not. But at the most, 2 weeks at the most. Because I'm getting they do need to step away. And allowing them to do that is a good thing. Because I'm getting that's like the reset. The reset is okay, but it's just like not completely staying out permanently. It can't go that way. You're gonna end up in the same problem, if not worse. Alright? Okay. I'm gonna let this part go. I feel like this one's did we have a rough one last time for Cancer? This isn't Cancer, this is Capricorn. Maybe Cancer was the one that had the rough one. I don't know. It seems like at certain times of the year, certain signs have it rougher than others. Maybe I'm crazy, but hopefully that goes a lot better. I don't feel like if that reading was hitting for you, I don't feel like that's an easy situation. Let's go into Capricorn singles. Capricorn singles. Messages for Capricorn singles to empower them, bring them strength and love, and help them move their life in a direction that they want to go. I'll be honest with you, when I was shuffling, the devil card popped out at the bottom, and I was like, oh, please, don't be in this reading. Like, can we not have you? Like, you're not my friend, devil. Go away. We're not buddies. I swear I've had a couple times where that card just is, like, all over the place all the time, and I'm just like, come on, get out of here. But you didn't get him. And you have some good and bad here. We'll find out how good or bad it is. I think this is going to go kind of... I don't know how this is going to end. I think we have to go through it card by card. I have no idea if this is going to be a good or bad. There's a really good spot happening in the future. How that plays out, we'll find out soon enough. Now, my first impression of this card. The person you're interested in is leaving somebody. I almost get the impression they might be leaving somebody for you. Alright, general read, granted, but if they haven't left somebody for you, they're newly out of a relationship. Something along those lines. I'm also getting, for some, they have ties to a previous relationship that it's still holding them. So there's something a little complicated about a past relationship here, at the very least. Now, this card's the stronger, so let's pick it up. This is the past, this is the star card. This person who's interested here, or has the complications of another relationship, has noticed you before. I'm getting they have noticed you. Most of you. If not, they're looking for somebody, they've been looking for somebody like you. I feel like most of them, though, they've noticed you before. Because I'm getting this is on the other side. The star card I'm getting is for the other person. They have hope, they've been wanting to move towards you. At the very least, they've been trying to move towards a better relationship, and you represent that to them. But I feel like the majority of them, they've seen you. I'm saying they, but I'm getting like there's a connection here. This person has been coming towards you or trying to find somebody like you, one of the two. That, because I feel like they're motivated towards you. Now, the timing of this, not the most ideal. Because I'm seeing this 9 of Pentacles, and it's just kind of like, if you look at the card and you look at the background, it's a beautiful garden. But you also notice the person sitting there is just kind of like, it's nice, but I don't know if I really like it here. Like, yeah, it's a nice garden, but there's a lot of roots I got to pull up, a lot of weeding I got to do. It takes a lot of work to keep it this nice. Like, I feel like that might be part of it. Granted, 9 is usually like an ending energy, I get that, but they're ending something. They're moving on from something, and I feel like that's kind of a factor here, like them moving on from something, and you're like right at the tail end of that is when something might be starting with you. I'm getting right here in the center. That's the 9? The 9 of Swords, another 9, and the 6 of Swords. The 9 of Swords. The 9's here. I'm getting like the fact that this person is moving on from something and it seems fairly fresh, and there's ties there that are causing problems. This is not to your liking, at the very least. And I feel like you're concerned about that. Which is why the 6 of Swords is coming in. Because I feel like your first instinct is just to move on from this. I feel like that's your first instinct. They're saying, yep, that's exactly what we're saying. Okay, so we're doing that. Which one of these? I feel like this comes in at the same time here. You have the Death card where you're standing. And at the top you have the 7 of Cups with the big happy changes. Big happy changes seems very self-explanatory, but how these are all coming in, this person, they have an effect on you. And your first reaction, walk away, I feel like it's a knee-jerk reaction. You have this person's still around you, and you know they're still interested. They've got your interest. The Death card is telling me like something is starting here. Because I feel like they've still got your thoughts. The possibilities are rolling around your head, and you're thinking this could, like, you're feeling for this person, and you're starting to just see the rose-colored glass version of it. Like just looking at the thing, like it can be so wonderful, it can be so nice. And I feel like you're kind of, I don't know how slowly you would say it's happening, but they're just getting your attention like that. I feel like you're thinking about them and you can't help it. And your knee-jerk reaction was, no, I'm going to move on from this. But it doesn't last long because you end up with the Two of Cups. And I'm getting it might be against your better judgment, but you just, I feel like the attraction, the magnetism here, originally you had that knee-jerk reaction, like, no, I don't like how this looks, I don't like what it looks like, I don't like how it seems. This doesn't seem like a good idea, I'm going to step away. But then you just can't stop thinking about it. You end up going towards them, which I don't feel is hard because I feel like they're still around and they're still like letting you know, like, I don't know, I feel like they're still around in some respect. I don't feel like it's that hard for you to do this. There's some type of reminder or something keeping them in your thoughts. And the Two of Cups happens. You come together, the two of you come together. Now, this is where your thoughts, I feel, really connect with the Seven of Pentacles. Like, you're seeing this as a situation that's going to take some time to work out, but it's just one of those things you're going to have to get used to. There's certain things you don't like here. There's certain ties this other person has to past relationships. And I feel like you're just kind of like, well, I'm just going to have to be okay with that because it's just... The Seven of Pentacles in your thoughts is like, you know what, I'm just going to have to get used to it. It's just how it is. It's what is existing here. The Seven is more of a maintenance, continuing on maintenance situation, in my opinion. So I feel like you're just like, you know what, if I can just get used to it and I'll just accept it for what it is, so be it. Now, see, this, I feel like this kind of ebbs and flows for you. The emotion, like the attraction is very intense is what I'm getting. But like when you're thinking about it analytically, you're just like, I don't like this. I don't like this. And I feel like your emotions take over for a time and you end up together. But then the analytical side butts up against you again and says, what are you doing? What are you doing? And you're like, oh my God, what am I doing? I just feel like this is like your push and pull here is like emotionally you want to do this. Analytically you're kind of like, I don't know if this is a good idea. And you just like, it's either you're all in one or the other. I don't feel like they're coming together. And the moments seem to flip-flop. Now, I get the Eight of Pentacles with the Four of Swords here. And I'm noticing like the 9 with the 6, that they kind of connected a three-way to me. The 8 and 4, like half of 8 is 4. I'm getting like things are kind of like settling in. They're backing down from being a problem. I don't know if I want to say that. They're backing down from being as intense as they were. I feel like you're kind of cementing into this. The Eight of Pentacles, I feel like you're at the point where you're almost ready to really go forward full board and like make it official with this person. Even though you had this romantic moment, you're still kind of like, oh, I don't know. Because I feel like whatever this moment was, it wasn't like, hey, we're in a relationship now. I feel like this is a moment where you came together and like you experienced each other, however you want to put that. Whatever's right for you. I'm not going to judge people in the sense of like what you feel is right. It's up to you what you feel is right. I have no problem. Whatever makes you happy. If it's physical or not, I don't care. But I'm just saying, I know that some people, they would not be cool with that. Other people, they would be. But definitely, like I've talked to some people where just like having an intimate conversation can be this moment because you're feeling those feelings of love, you're both on the same page, it's acknowledged. You go forward and you're just kind of like, I don't know if this is a good idea, but you're almost at that spot where you're ready to like make it official, but you're almost there. The 8 is like, you're almost there. The 4 is like, whoa, I don't know. You have 2 oracle cards. On the 8 you have the no. It's the passive of the no's. In the sense of like, You need more time to. I feel like the no is saying you do need more time to get to know this person. You need more time to talk it through. But I feel like the 4 is saying you're worried you're not really ready to handle this. They're telling me you are ready to handle this. You are ready. But the way this all comes together to me is like you don't have to rush it. I do feel like this is going to go forward in a relationship, and they're saying you're ready for that. But I'm also getting you don't have to rush it. You can take it a little slower, keep it more private between you and this person for a few weeks, a couple months if you want. I feel like if the two of you are like, you know what, for the next 2 months until, New Year's, Valentine's Day, whatever, we'll keep it private between us. And if we're still feeling strong about this, we'll have a public, we'll go out on Valentine's Day, maybe we'll post something on Facebook about how we care. I don't know. Whatever makes it right for you, because I know not everybody's cool with that. You know what I mean, though. You're going to keep it private until whatever date. Because I'm getting especially with this energy, like if you put like, for example, New Year's or Valentine's Day, and you're like, until that day, let's just keep it between us, and then on that day, we'll either decide to, make it official or, go our separate ways. I'm pretty sure you're going to go make it official. But if you do it that way, I feel like the other person doesn't feel like they're being strung along. And you both know, like, all right, by this point, I have to decide in or out. Because you need some time to get used to it. You are ready for this, but I feel like the no with the 8 of Pentacles is telling me, you don't have to rush this. You can. I mean, up to you, but you don't have to. Is that good? Good. Because I feel like that's where you're going to end up in this situation. The other person is definitely on board, though. And I feel like that's one of the reasons you might want to do, like, New Year's or Valentine's Day as the date where you're going to make the decision. Because if you put that date out there, I feel like this other person will be okay because they have that date to look forward to, as long as you set that in stone. If you don't, you're just like, let's just take it slow, I feel like they're going to get antsy and they're just going to be confused and wondering if you're just pulling them along. And they're going to want to make it go faster. It's going to be like a problem. But if you set a date, like one of the examples I gave, or something else that makes sense to you, a birthday, whatever makes sense to you, I feel like this person will be okay as long as they have that moment to realize, all right, when this moment comes, that's where they're either going to go forward or not. And they're going to be able to realize, like, you're going towards them. You just need to that moment to really be okay. Good? Good. But they're pulling this card and saying that the other person definitely wants to go forward with you. They're feeling it for you. The sooner you want to go forward, they're all about it. They're all about it. But you don't have to rush. You don't have to rush. Good? Good. All right. I'm like, all right, are we really good? All right, I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you for watching. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.